Have you ever felt like no matter how much you try, your body refuses to keep up, as if every step forward is met with an invisible weight pressing down on your spirit? That heavy, persistent fatigue that comes with chronic kidney disease is more than just physical exhaustion. It is a quiet thief of energy, a subtle force that can make even the simplest moments feel monumental. Many people with CKD experience this relentless tiredness, yet they often struggle to understand why their bodies betray them so consistently. It is not laziness, nor is it a lack of willpower. It is a signal, a message from within, urging us to pay attention, to listen to the intricate dialogue of our bodies. Dr. Matthew R. Weir teaches us that fatigue in CKD is a complex orchestration of factors, where anemia, toxins, and inflammation intertwine, creating a perfect storm that saps vitality and clouds motivation. Imagine your body as a finely tuned machine, designed to sustain life and energy, yet when the kidneys fail to filter toxins effectively, or when anemia diminishes the oxygen coursing through your blood, the machine falters. Each day becomes a test of resilience, an invitation to confront the invisible battles that rage within, and yet, understanding these processes empowers us. When we comprehend the science behind our fatigue, when we recognize that it is not a personal failure but a physiological challenge, we unlock the first key to reclaiming control over our energy. Life does not pause for illness, but the human spirit has an incredible capacity to adapt, to rise above limitations, and to find strength in the very challenges that seek to weaken us. This journey is not merely about surviving the fatigue, it is about embracing it as a teacher, as a mirror reflecting the necessity of care, attention, and purposeful action. Each step towards understanding, whether it is adjusting your nutrition, moderating activity, or seeking medical guidance, becomes a declaration of your commitment to life, an affirmation that you refuse to be defined by the limitations imposed by CKD. In this struggle, there is a profound opportunity to reconnect with yourself, to cultivate patience, and to discover the resilience that often lies dormant until tested by adversity. While fatigue can feel isolating, it is also universal among those with kidney disease, reminding us that we are not alone. Every effort to improve energy, every choice to listen to the body's signals, aligns with the wisdom Dr. Matthew R. Weir imparts. That knowledge is power, and that informed, intentional steps can transform despair into hope. In these quiet moments, when the body demands rest and the mind wrestles with frustration, there lies the chance to practice gratitude, not for the illness itself, but for the clarity it provides about what truly matters: self-care, conscious living, and the courage to act in the face of fatigue. The journey to reclaiming energy is not instant. It is a process, a commitment to incremental improvements, a patient and steady march toward wellness. By understanding the root causes of fatigue, how toxins accumulate when kidneys falter, how anemia starves the body of vitality, and how chronic inflammation erodes stamina, we arm ourselves with insight. And insight, when paired with action, becomes the catalyst for transformation. Each small victory, whether it is completing a simple task without overwhelming exhaustion, or adopting a dietary change that supports kidney function, is a testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure and thrive. In this pursuit, we are reminded that the path to energy is not linear. There will be setbacks, days when fatigue feels insurmountable. Yet every step taken in awareness, guided by knowledge, carries profound significance. Dr. Matthew R. Weir emphasizes that understanding these mechanisms is not just about medical facts. It is about reclaiming agency over our own lives. When we treat fatigue not as an enemy, but as a guide, we begin to see patterns. We begin to implement changes that honor our bodies, and we begin to feel, gradually, the return of strength. The moment we embrace this perspective, fatigue transforms from a source of despair into a signal for action, a philosophical and practical reminder that energy, health, and purpose are intertwined, and that even amidst chronic illness, life's fullness remains accessible to those who persist with awareness, courage, and intentionality. There comes a moment in every journey with chronic kidney disease when the fatigue you carry begins to feel like more than just exhaustion, when it seeps into your mind and spirit, whispering doubts and testing the limits of your resolve. It is in these moments that many falter, unsure if the effort to keep moving forward is worth the struggle. Yet, it is precisely here, in the heart of uncertainty and discomfort, that true strength is forged. Dr. Matthew R. Weir teaches that the human body and mind are intricately connected, and when one is weakened, the other often follows. But awareness and intentionality can bridge this gap. Imagine waking up each day, knowing that every action, every movement, requires effort that others may never notice. The world outside may continue at its relentless pace, oblivious to the silent battles fought within, yet within you lies a power far greater than the fatigue itself. This is not merely about enduring physical tiredness. It is about confronting a challenge that reshapes your identity, that tests your perseverance, and that asks you to cultivate patience, resilience, and self-compassion. The suspense, the uncertainty, comes from not knowing whether today will be a day of breakthrough or a day of struggle. Fatigue has a way of disguising itself, sometimes masking progress, sometimes hiding the victories that are quietly occurring at a cellular level within the body. The buildup of toxins, the impact of anemia, and the persistent inflammation may feel invisible, yet they are constantly at work, altering energy and testing resolve. Recognizing this, understanding it, is not simply an academic exercise, it is a form of empowerment. Knowledge becomes a beacon in the fog of exhaustion, guiding each decision, each step toward restoration. When we embrace the teachings of Dr. Matthew R. Weir, we see that fatigue is not just a limitation, it is a signal, a call to engage actively with our health, to take meaningful steps that honor the body's needs. And it is in this space, between awareness and action, that suspense lingers, the tension between who we are under fatigue and who we can become when we respond intentionally. This tension is not a threat. It is a mirror reflecting our potential, reminding us that within every challenge lies the opportunity for growth. It is natural to fear that fatigue will define us, that CKD will steal our vitality entirely. Yet the truth is that the power to reclaim energy exists in small, deliberate acts: hydration, nutrition, movement, rest, and the guidance of trusted medical knowledge. Each decision becomes a seed planted in fertile soil, with patience, consistency, and understanding determining what will ultimately flourish. Suspense, in this context, is not uncertainty alone. It is a motivator, a reminder that the next moment could bring clarity, energy, and progress. There is a profound lesson in understanding how toxins silently burden the system, how anemia quietly diminishes stamina, and how inflammation persistently challenges the body's equilibrium. To ignore these realities is to surrender to fatigue, yet to acknowledge them is to claim a form of power, an inner authority over one's own life and energy. Dr. Matthew R. Weir emphasizes that recognizing the root causes of fatigue allows for strategic intervention. When we understand the why, we can navigate the how. And this navigation is both philosophical and practical. It is the art of aligning one's actions with the knowledge of what the body requires, the discipline of listening to signals that are often subtle, and the courage to act even when progress seems invisible. Suspense deepens when we realize that energy is not an automatic state, but a cultivated condition. It is a product of informed choices, consistency, and self-awareness. Each day brings a challenge, a test of patience and determination, yet it also brings an opportunity for triumph, small victories that accumulate, transforming fatigue from a source of despair into a measure of progress. It is here, in this tension, in this suspended moment between struggle and potential, that the philosophy of Dr. Matthew R. Weir resonates most, that understanding, patience, and intentional action are the keys to reclaiming vitality. Even when fatigue threatens to overshadow hope, the very act of acknowledging it, of confronting it with knowledge and resilience, becomes a victory in itself. And in these moments of suspense, when the path ahead is uncertain, when energy feels fleeting, when doubt whispers, there exists a chance to reaffirm one's commitment to life, to health, and to the belief that even amidst chronic illness, the human spirit can rise, adapt, and flourish. The suspense is a teacher, the uncertainty a guide, and the fatigue itself a companion, revealing the depth of perseverance, the strength of intention, and the enduring capacity to reclaim energy, step by step, day by day. As we continue this journey through the challenges of chronic kidney disease, it becomes clear that fatigue, while relentless, is not insurmountable. It is a signal, a teacher, and in its own way, a companion guiding us to deeper self-awareness and mindful living. Dr. Matthew R. Weir reminds us that understanding the root causes of fatigue, whether anemia, toxin buildup, or chronic inflammation, is essential not only for managing symptoms, but for reclaiming control over our lives. There is profound power in knowledge, and there is even greater power in applying that knowledge through deliberate and consistent actions. Every adjustment you make, from small dietary changes to conscious rest periods, becomes a declaration of your commitment to health and vitality. Even when the road feels steep, even when the energy to take another step seems absent, the act of engaging with your well-being is a triumph in itself. Life with CKD requires an ongoing balance between patience and action, between accepting limitations and pursuing possibilities. The human spirit, when nurtured with understanding and perseverance, possesses an extraordinary ability to adapt, to grow stronger in ways that fatigue alone cannot diminish. In the quiet moments, when the body insists on rest, there is an opportunity to reflect, to strategize, and to cultivate resilience that will serve you far beyond the immediate challenges of CKD. Each day, as you listen attentively to your body, you learn the rhythms and patterns that guide energy management, gaining insight into when to push forward and when to step back, when to nourish and when to rest. Dr. Matthew R. Weir emphasizes that energy is not a static commodity, but a dynamic quality shaped by choices, environment, and mindset. By embracing this perspective, fatigue transforms from a frustrating obstacle into a guide, signaling where attention is needed and highlighting the areas where growth is possible. It is within this transformation that the true inspiration lies, not in denying fatigue, but in working with it, understanding it, and allowing it to inform deliberate action. Each victory, no matter how small, reinforces the belief that health is a journey of continuous engagement and mindful effort. While CKD may impose limitations, it also offers lessons in resilience, patience, and self-compassion. The mind learns to value moments of rest, the body begins to respond to supportive practices, and the spirit discovers an inner fortitude that often goes unnoticed until tested. Suspense, once felt as uncertainty, becomes anticipation, the recognition that every choice carries the potential for improvement, that every intentional act of care contributes to renewed energy and vitality. And in embracing these principles, inspired by Dr. Matthew R. Weir, one comes to understand that living with CKD does not mean surrendering to fatigue. It means engaging fully with life, guided by awareness, knowledge, and purpose. The practices we adopt, the strategies we implement, and the mindset we cultivate all converge to create a life that, while mindful of limitations, is rich with possibility. It is a testament to the human capacity for adaptation, for perseverance, and for transformation. In moments of exhaustion, when the temptation to despair is strong, it is this very awareness that can reignite hope, reminding us that energy is not lost forever, but can be rebuilt through consistent, informed, and intentional efforts. Dr. Matthew R. Weir's teachings illuminate the way, showing that by understanding the why behind our fatigue, we can navigate the how, turning obstacles into stepping stones, challenges into lessons, and limitations into opportunities. Every choice made in the pursuit of well-being becomes an act of empowerment, reinforcing the idea that chronic kidney disease does not define who we are or what we are capable of achieving. The fatigue may persist, but so does the human spirit, capable of rising, adapting, and thriving against adversity. By adopting this mindset, by taking small, actionable steps toward improved energy, and by remaining patient and compassionate with oneself, the path to renewed vitality becomes clear. Life, even with CKD, offers moments of triumph, growth, and renewal for those who remain vigilant, informed, and committed. So remember, each day is a chance to reclaim energy, to honor the body, and to strengthen the spirit. With knowledge, action, and resilience, fatigue no longer holds dominion. It becomes a signal for self-care, a reminder to act with intention, and a teacher guiding us toward a more empowered existence. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.